What's going on, everyone? It's Matt Deegz here with another video. Appreciate you guys for dropping by. Now, today we are going to take a closer look at the Heroic Plasma Incinerator. All right, a weapon that looks simple on paper, but plays very differently once you get into it. It's all about controlling heat, managing ammo, and making the most of its full auto heavy stance, which can completely change how you handle crowds and choke points. If that's something you're interested in, guys, let's dive right in. Now, what is the Plasma Incinerator? If you've been playing this game since inception, you probably already are very familiar with what the Plasma Incinerator is, but if you are new to this game or you just haven't used it, you have no clue how it works, at its core, it's a plasma rifle that uses a heat system instead of traditional reloading. So every shot builds up heat, and if you push it too far, the weapon overheats and locks you out until it cools down. Here's the big distinction. Regular plasma incinerators can charge their shots. By holding the trigger, you can fire off a more powerful, overcharged bolt instead of just a single shot. But the heroic variant cannot charge at all. Not in normal stance, not in heavy stance, neither. Instead, it trades the ability for full auto fire in heavy stance, letting you stream plasma nonstop until it overheats. So let's get a little further into it, guys. How does it play? So in normal stance, the Heroic Plasma Incinerator fires deliberate, precise shots. Unlike the standard version, there's no option to charge. There's no option to really charge at all. So you're kind of limited in that respect. You're limited to a single shot. However, when you switch into heavy stance, the heroic version transforms. You can hold down the trigger for full auto fire, releasing a constant stream of plasma. This makes it excellent for clearing hordes, controlling choke points, or suppressing enemies under sustained fire. The trade-offs are heat and ammo management, though. So this weapon rewards players who hold ground and punish enemies, rather than trying to burst down enemies with a charge shot. Full auto feels powerful, but without careful management, you can quickly overheat or run out of ammo. Now, before we get into some of the pros and cons of this gun, I want to go quickly into how I have my heavy heroic plasma incinerator build. So let's first go into the gun itself, and then we'll go into some perks that I use for heavy. So in terms of the perk tree, guys, this is what I've used. Now I'm going to explain kind of each one in a little bit of detail, because there are certain points that and certain perks that really don't do much for this build. So let's get into that here, okay, guys? So I'm starting off with fast venting. So weapons cool 15% faster, okay? I chose that over the common cooling just because the top row has a lot of charged shot modifiers, so I don't want to utilize any perks that have charged shots unless I have no other choice, because we can't charge this weapon, so they're basically pointless perks, right? So again, I chose the bottom tier here, fast venting to start off with. Then I have contingency plan. When your ammo reserve is less than 25% of your ammo capacity, melee damage increases by 20%. Again, I took that over rapid cooling just because, again, it's in that bottom tier and I want to continue with a little more of non-charged perks. Okay, so going forward, guys, plasma collection. This weapon's energy reserve increased by 20%. And then unfortunately, we can't really avoid this one, but efficient charge shots from this plasma uses 2 less energy. Kind of a pointless perk, but it is what it is. Another option here is heavy velocity. So if you can see here, if we went for the top row, basically this would be pointless. But I guess if you look at it, guys, it's pointless here too. So really 2 pointless perks. So again, it's kind of your choice what row you want to go in with, but I chose more of the bottom row, which I'll get into a little further why. So we go on for our fifth perk here. We have Adamant Restoration. So when your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is restored by 25% of the maximum ammo capacity. Cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. Cooldown is 30 seconds. We took that over this one here. Adamant Velocity. So when your health is below 30%, shots charge 25% faster. Again, we cannot charge this weapon, so this is a complete waste of a perk. However, if you're using a relic tier version version or any other version of the Plasma Incinerator, this is a great perk to have. Okay, let's continue, guys. Heavy fire. So while in heavy stance, rate of fire is increased by 15%. Sorry, that's going to pair really well. Increases it just a bit. You'll notice a little bit of a difference, and it'll pair well with this plasma hail. But going forward, guys, as you can see here, this is another supercharged shot. So damage from a charged shot increased by 10%. Again, this is why I chose the bottom row, guys, because there's a bunch of useless perks up top that just don't benefit this heroic version. So again, stuck with the bottom. Moving forward, guys, melee damage increased by 50%. Paired with the other melee damage increase, we got a nice boost there. As you can see here, guys, this is a heavy immunity. So while in heavy stance, you do not lose control from heavy hits. This is a great perk to have. Unfortunately, again, I'm using that bottom tier, so I can't get that. And then I go on to the relic tier perks. We have Brutal Rampage. After killing 3 enemies or more with one shot, you deal 25% more damage for 5 seconds. And then we have a fast venting, and we have a plasma collection. So again, you can see here, guys, the top have a couple more charged modifiers, which just, you can see here, supercharged shot, charged cooling. Great if you're using relic tier, but not great for the heroic version. And again, the heroic perk, guys, is plasma hail. As I said before, in heavy stance, get an increase in rate of fire instead of charged shot. So you basically just got to hold that trigger down, and you're going at it, boys. Let's get into some of the perks that I've chosen for the heavy class. Now, if we go into the heavy class perk tree, you will see that there are a few perks that you can switch out to best utilize the heroic version of the Plasma Incinerator. So let's start off with the first core perk, guys. I chose Restoration. So killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores 1 armor segment. Cooldown is 15 seconds. So with the Plasma Incinerator, you hold that button down, you get into heavy stance, you hold that trigger down, and you just lay waste on Minoris, and you will kill 7 enemies in rapid succession. It's very easy to do. So getting that armor back, every 7 enemies is awesome and really beneficial. Moving forward, guys, we have a blank increase 30% in health, which I'll take any day. And then lastly, guys, I have versatility. After switching weapons, your secondary weapon does 20% more damage. The effect lasts until reloading or switching back to your primary weapon. The reason I chose this, guys, is because this weapon, the new heroic Plasma Incinerator, will overheats, so you will have to switch to your secondary weapon, and getting that while you wait, and getting that 20% increase in damage is fantastic, and it will get you to, by the time you have to, let's say you're using the Plasma Incinerator, the Plasma Pistol, by the time that overheats, your primary Plasma Incinerator will be good to go. You just switch back. You're never out of a weapon, and you're good to go back and forth. You can just keep cycling between the bolt pistol and the Plasma Incinerator, and every time you switch over, you're getting that 20% more damage boost. All right, guys, so as for the team perk, I chose this one here, additional supplies, and it's kind of being a little bit more self-focused here, because this will really benefit your build as opposed to your teammates' build. Yes, it will help them as well, but having ammo capacity, an increased ammo capacity by 25% is huge with this weapon, because when you're in that heavy stance and you're spraying and praying, you're really draining ammo. So it's really, really ammo hungry, this gun. So having a 25% increase will really come in handy. All right, moving forward to our gear perks, I chose for the first one, Consecutive Execution. In my opinion, this is a must-have for heavy. Killing 7 enemies in rapid succession restores equipment charge. Cooldown is 90 seconds. Whether you got cracks, frags, melt-a-bombs, whatever, shock grenades, doesn't matter. Having this on, if you don't have a secure stockpile tactical on your team, will be huge. Even if you do, I honestly recommend just keeping this on. This can be switched if you want to be a little more advantageous and smart about it. You can either do one of the two if you're running a secure stockpile tactical on your team. But honestly, guys, I love this perk, and I keep it on for my heavy. Moving forward, guys, on our second gear perk, I have field adjustment. So Iron Halo recharges 20% faster, but its durability is reduced by 25%. Honestly, I'll take that trade-off any day for more frequent Iron Halos. And lastly, guys, for my last gear perk, I have Brute Force. When Iron Halo is in cooldown, range damage increased by 15%. So this will go great with the Plasma Incinerator, just laying down absolute damage and hell upon the enemies. As for our signature perk, guys, I chose right here, Conversion Field. When Iron Halo is active, all squad members within 20 meters regenerate ability charge 50% faster. This is huge, guys, if you're paired with honestly any class. Bulwark with its invigorating icon or rejuvenating effect will come in handy to res teammates or heal you or other teammates or themselves. Whether you're a tactical and you get that aspect scan more frequently. Fantastic signature perk. So again, for my signature perk, Conversion Field. Now, I just want to quickly get into some of the pros and cons. So some of the pros, guys: sustained damage. In heavy stance, full auto allows a continuous stream of plasma. As long as you manage heat, you can deal massive ongoing damage without reloading. 2, full auto simplicity. Hold the trigger and let it rip. It's extremely easy to use in heavy stance, making it forgiving in chaotic situations or against large groups. Number 3, crowd control monster. Plasma bolts have splash damage, so even imperfect aim will hit nearby enemies. It's perfect for clearing waves or holding objectives. Number 4, swap the cool synergy. Fire until near overheating, then swap to a secondary weapon while it cools. This keeps your damage output high while managing heat. And again, guys, remember those perks that we went over that really benefit this right here, guys. Right here as your third core perk, versatility will really benefit that. All right, guys, moving on to number 5 in pros, the last pro: reliable mid-range tool. Great stopping power and accuracy at mid-range, making it ideal for choke points and defensive positions. And quickly, let's get into some of the cons, guys. No charge mechanics. So unlike standard plasma incinerators, the heroic version cannot charge shots. No charge blast in normal stance, no charge blast in heavy stance. You're limited to regular shots and full auto. Number 2, overheating risk. Overheat might fight mid-fight and you're locked out while enemies close in. Poor heat management can be fatal. Number 3, ammo hungry. Full auto fire drains your reserve quickly, so you'll need to keep track of ammo and be ready to swap or pick up more. This perk right here, guys, is why I chose it. So this is the reason why I chose this perk, additional supplies. This gun is very ammo hungry. So this one right here, guys, as your team perk will really benefit you. Moving on, guys. Venting downtime. Venting leaves you exposed. Pick the wrong moment and enemies can push you while cooling. So you really got to be versatile. You really got to switch to your primary or your secondary weapon, your secondary pistol. For me, I choose the plasma pistol, and I'll go into the perk tree on that just a bit. You guys can see while I'm talking here. So very, very important, because the cooldown time can be long and it leaves you vulnerable and it leaves you open. Last, for the cons, guys: weak long-range options. So excellent at mid-range, decent at short range, but not suitable for sniping or hitting super distant targets. Secondary weapons are necessary for far-off enemies. All right, guys. And, look, the Heroic Plasma Incinerator, it's a high-risk, high-reward weapon. It gives you devastating sustaining power with full auto and heavy stance, but it sacrifices the charge shot mechanic found in the standard relic and the other versions as well. And the charge shots are what really devastate the big boy enemies, the extremists, the terminists, even the majorists, right? So, respect its heat and ammo limits. And if you enjoy the full auto, then definitely this might be the gun for you. You'll definitely dominate mid-range and you'll honestly find it very fun. But guys, that's it for this breakdown. I'm Matt Deegz. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe for more weapon breakdowns, and let me know in the comments how you're running the Heroic Plasma Incinerator. Until next time, keep your plasma cool and the battlefield clean. Take care, boys.